Hey everybody, I'm sure you know there's a lot of compost bins on YouTube that you can learn how to build. Okay, I'm picking up something tomorrow off of Craigslist. It's a plastic 55-gallon drum, and what I'm going to do is I have a wheelbarrow way over there, okay, that's actually broken. It's got nice big wheels on it. I'm going to customize that to actually carry this, and you can spin it. Now I just cut the grass, and I've actually had grass in the areas like this drying. So there's my brown. There's my green. You needed two different colors. This is chemical reaction. I have some kitchen stuff there that I'm throwing in there. This is brown. This is crushed leaves from vacuuming leaves and stuff off the ground with my leaf vacuum. It actually mulches them up and puts them in there. That's already really fine. It'll break down nicely. So I have all this. I'm going to actually put this on top of this and mix it up. It'll start composting right then and there, but it needs to be really thick to do that. So I'm going to make a couple of them. I'm going to have one that's a cage that is on YouTube, and then I'm going to make the other one out of a 55-gallon drum. I'm going to show you one on Craigslist. If you're in Southern Maryland, you can get it for $10. Okay, so I mean, hey, that's a bargain to me. Well, I finally got the drum. That's a plastic drum. There's two holes on top, one here and one over here, and I got to figure out how to plug them up. And it's been drained, which is really nice. So there's no hazmat or anything in there. All right. So it says do not return to them. So hey, what a way to get it, $10, you know. And here I have a hinge. Got that from Lowe's. This is plumber's insulation for pipes, and it has adhesive inside, so you can take it off so it'll stick together. But I'll probably rivet it or fasten it on. All right, over here I'm using a bicycle. This is a wheelchair tire. My old one that's the cords are showing, so I had to take them off. The kids in school have seen this. All right, so I marked how far down to go, and then I put clamps on the side to hold it in place so I could draw the line, and that's the cut right there. So this wheel is the perfect roundness of that. All right, so rather than trying to figure out how it's going to fit in, hey, here you go. Now I was thinking about using a sawzall, which I have up there. There's a sawzall, but I'm probably going to use a jigsaw on this because it'll be easier to maneuver. Sawzalls just go crazy, so a little too fast. All right, so I'm going to cut these out. I'm not going to show you me doing it, okay, but I just want to show you how I drew the lines. Use a dry erase marker. I mean, it'll hold until you finish. Forgot to show you this part, okay? So what I did is I dropped down and I found out what level, when I put this down inside at what level I want it to be at. All right, and then what I did is I marked with the dry erase marker there and there. I went all the way around the tire. If you have a black tire, you might have to use something, a piece of tape or something like that, and then you put your clamps up above to set it to adjust. All right, I cut the first piece out, and you can see I'm up a little bit. I'm out a little bit, so I'm not worried about being a little bit off. All right, because the cushion is going to take care of anything else. So this is already cut. I went above this and coming out. So this isn't on yet. I'm not going to worry about sanding that, okay, because it's going to be covered up. So when you do this, bring this up above the cut on both sides, about a ½ inch to an inch above. And in my case, I'll have enough for both sides. Hey, there it is. It's sitting in there pretty evenly. All right, on the bottom. It sits really good. There's a little gap there, but that's okay. As weight goes in this, it might go down. So I'm going to probably cut right in here someplace or rotate it around to where the sign comes off, where the sign's down there is. And but I might just leave it there because after a while it'll wear off. I'm going to make a door right here, right in this area. Okay, I have hinges for it. Okay, we're going to drill ½ inch holes all the way through, all over here, and I'll probably cover these up with something. All right, it is plastic. It's going to be, don't use this with metal because first of all, metal's going to corrode. All right, metal's harder to cut. This is light. I mean, I picked it up and put it on there. So most of you can do that. All right, the tire is still holding up, even the bad one. Your plastic pieces here, put them in your rough plastic recycling. If you have that at your landfill, put those in the rough recycling, and it'll take care of that. All right, this is the hardware I'm using. Yeah, it's for wood, so they are wood screws. So I marked everything with a pencil. I put the hinges on, marked them with a pencil. I put 2 holes down here for my rope, for my handle. I have to figure out something to stop it from going all the way in when it's closed or swinging open. So I'll do that probably after I do the cut. Hey, I had a 3/8 inch drill bit. That's the largest one I had in the DeWalt thing, so it's no big deal. 1/2 inch might be a little bit too big, who knows. So I just draw a amount of holes. It's your own pattern. Just to do that and do the same thing to the other side. That'll give the ventilation, the air going through. Just like, not quite as good as putting a metal net across or anything, but it's good enough. Alright, first of all, I have the fan going over there. That's the hum that you hear, in case you're wondering. Okay, now I'm going to rotate this so you can see it better. Alright, I'm finding out that I have to pre-drill a hole on the side, so I'm using 3/16 drill bit. Alright, working it in so I can get the jigsaw in there and not have to make a U-turn, because you don't want to do that here. Alright, so even what I had to do over here is rebase the screws, because when I cut across, I came up a little bit too high on the original one, so I rebased the screws. You might want to cut first and then do it, but I just found the drilling was more difficult than doing on a loose piece of plastic. So yeah, you're going to have to do your pilot hole with drill bits to make it wide enough for your jigsaw. Alright, there it is. What you do is you take your gloves and just knock off all the heavy plastic. Alright, just work it off. You don't need a piece of sandpaper or nothing. Alright, the next thing I'm going to do is the hinges. Now, I have 1/2 inch plywood from an old project. Now, it is plywood. Alright, but the problem with plywood in the weather is going to actually fall apart and come apart. So this is a temporary thing until I get sheet metal or a heavy plastic. And I don't have any spare parts from this plastic to put in there, because these are wood screws. They're going to have to go into wood. You got to have something to hold it in place. So if you have stainless steel screws and hardware, use that. If you have something that's going to be better to hold it in, like a nut, okay, with washers, use that. I'm making it as simple as possible with things, and you do. Here's an idea for you. If you can't keep that wood in place on the lid, screw it in on one side, right there, so it stays up, and you use your hand on the inside to hold it in place to put a screw on this side, and you're all set. By the time these two are in, you can pull that one out and put the other hinge in. That's just an idea for you. Alright, that's in, and I put a screw here just for the handle, and you take that off and the handle comes up and over. So that's on one side. There's wood there. I'm going to put a clear nail polish on this, and hopefully that'll delay the corrosion for a while. Alright, so this just you have to pull it, put it on there. I have little knots on the back. The holes are all the way through. You can see holes on that side, and they're definitely on this side. This is ready to be used. See how easy that is? And you can grab the handles here and just spin it around if you need to. If you want to mix up what's inside, or you take a hand shovel and just go in there and mix it all up. Because you have to keep the inner core of it hot, and you have to add green to it. All you need is green, brown material, green grass, brown leaves, green grass, brown grass, alright, mixed in there. The green is what's going to be used as fuel. You need water and you need oxygen. If I'm shaking a lot with the camera, please forgive me. I am supposed to be in my wheelchair, and it's hard for me to stay balanced sometimes, and I get criticized for shaking a lot. So I need to figure out how to cover up these two big holes, because I don't want things pouring out. Alright, so I got to do that next, and I'm going to bring it on station. When I start filling this up, or I fill it up, I'm going to show you something else I made over there. Alright, these are the two that I pre-mixed about 3 days ago. It's already dry on top. I wonder what it's like on the inside, underneath. See all that moisture in there? That is decomposing right now. Alright, that's why you need moisture inside. Okay, and you need to take this and move it on the inside. So when I shovel this all into there, it's going to be already mixed. These gumballs, which are all over my property, can be taken out after this is all turned to mulch. Alright, so, or compost I should say. Alright, all my videos is support my service dog. Hey Heather. There she is. Hey, while you're filling it up about 4 times, take some of your water, I have the hose running right there, and spray it inside the thing. That way the water gets in there, because for the compost part, you need the water part of the fuel. Alright, it's got its last coat of water. It's ready to be closed and sit out here in the sun. It's going to warm up in there like you wouldn't believe. But I want to show you something here. This is the trash can that was filled up with the shred, you know, the leaf blower leaves that gets shredded down. It's basically soil. on the very bottom. That thing cooked the last part of summer, and that is all ready to be used soil. Is that so cool? So when I got to shoveling it in there, the soil on top, I can't believe it. I mean, no air, no water other than rain, nothing circulating, no mixing, and it just decomposed. Gets you thinking, huh? All right, so it's all done. I put it on station. I want to show you this. I promised you to show you something else. Okay, this is my garden. All right, this is another compost bin that I made. All right, so it's 25 feet of chicken wire. All right, in a 5x5 area, one pole in the corner. I have a tree stump over there that's hard to cut around, so hey, maybe it'll decompose too. All right, so that's a nice area for decomposing stuff, doing your recycling. So while that thing's curing over there, I'm going to start filling this up. Hey guys, just a little update, okay? Put 4 screws here. This thing was pushed in when it was closed, so I put a board on each side, any piece of wood or whatever you want, and it stays closed that much. It was bent in so far a bird could have made a nest in there. Okay, and over on this side, I use vegetable bags to actually plug up the hose with rubber bands. So they work very well. I mean, they're not going to decay for a while, so it's going to be okay. So, hey, just a couple of updates. Just want to make sure that got out before I put the video on YouTube.